Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Fabrizio Romano here as always to keep you posted on the transfer market. And today, guys, plenty of stories, many things to say. The World Cup semi-finals are here, but we are ready for transfer news as always to deliver you all the very latest. And so we jump into it together. And let's start with Manchester United. We have to take some time to talk about Manchester United today because yesterday it's been André Santos Day. Official statement, £50 million, 48 plus 2, and so André Santos, the first midfielder. And today, Manchester United announced two more signings, confirmed two more signings. Because it's not a surprise if you're following all the updates here. On Thursday, Friday last week, I told you Karl Darlow, new backup goalkeeper for Manchester United. And so Karl Darlow is now official, 2-year contract, 1-year option. Darlow leaves Leeds United and joins Manchester United. So good luck to Karl Darlow. And it means more changes at Man United because Altay Bajindir, the second goalkeeper, is leaving the club. Sen Elhames will be the first goalkeeper. Karl Darlow will be the second goalkeeper. Tom Heaton will be the third goalkeeper at Manchester United. And so Darlow is the new second, and then also, don't forget, that Andre Onana already left the club. Andre Onana on loan to Trabzonspor. So the goalkeeping sector for Manchester United changing a lot over the recent days. But then the big announcement. With all respect for Karl Darlow, the big name, the big announcement is obviously Youri Tielemans. To Manchester United, here we go. Yesterday, a very quick deal. Why so quick? Because Man United paid the release clause. So they didn't negotiate with Aston Villa. They went there, they put £35 million and they get the player. 5-year contract, as I told you in the last video. Tielemans yesterday did the first part of his medical. Today he completed everything, also signing his contract. And then a beautiful interview today by Youri Tielemans. Ambition, we want to compete for the biggest trophies. And then a clear message, when Man United call, you don't even think twice. And so Tielemans showing his excitement. I told you yesterday in a video, it was a dream for him to play for Man United. And today the boy was confirming this big desire and this big opportunity. Don't forget what I told you in the video yesterday. Man United are not done. Man United will sign and want to sign one more midfielder. So Manchester United are looking at defensive midfielders, physical players. So we have to see which kind of options they will have on the short list, but for sure Manchester United are still looking at midfielders. Many names among the defensive midfielders. Many of you asking me, can you give us some names? It's still early to indicate who is going to be the wanted player for Manchester United. I will tell you in the next days what's going to develop there. I can tell you, for example, that Manchester United made a call to the agents of Manu Koné from Roma. Is one of the players they appreciate. There was a call over the recent days. Let's see if it's going to develop. They have more targets at defensive midfielders, but Man United are looking for that kind of player. So I'm telling you, Man United still want a defensive midfielder because they are calling around for that kind of player. Manu Koné and Lotolli. So there is going to be several options. Let's see what United decide to do. On Man United, also, Cristiano Giuntoli, the director of Atalanta, today in press conference confirming what I told you. Ederson to Man United. Guys, I'm sorry, but I told you on Friday the deal is off. And I'm also sorry because someone said that Man United can review the deal maybe later on, can revisit the deal maybe in August. Guys, it's over. It's completely over. All these stories on Man United, maybe later on we renegotiate, is not true. Manchester United will not renegotiate anything. Manchester United decided against signing Ederson, sent Ederson back to Atalanta. Ederson is very sad, is very disappointed. Today, Atalanta director Giuntoli said, we are stunned by what happened with Manchester United. We didn't expect this at all, and confirmed that Atalanta have offered a new contract to Ederson. So Atalanta want to keep the player, offering a new deal. Now it's going to be on Ederson to decide whether he wants to sign the new contract or not, but showing that with Manchester United it's completely over. The player is really, really sad and disappointed, and Atalanta also don't want to negotiate with United for Ederson. So the deal is completely off. Forget all the narrative. On Friday I told you it's not true. Fabrizio is saying that the Ederson deal is off. It's not true. Was off on Friday, off on Saturday, off on Sunday, and finally on Monday was confirmed. Then guys, more to mention also on another midfielder. I will tell you more in the next days about Ayoub Bouaddi, one of the best young talents at the World Cup. Did very well in the opening game against Brazil for his Morocco, then doing well also in the following games. For Ayoub Bouaddi at Lille, there is a lot of interest, but the story of Manchester City is not a new story for you. If you are here on the channel, you remember I posted about this. Manchester City want Bouaddi. Manchester City are working on this deal. There is a conversation ongoing. I will tell you more in the next days, because it's true that there are more Premier League clubs interested in Ayoub Bouaddi. So there are several calls, several situations ongoing. but Ayoub Bouaddi is a name to watch for sure, because movements are starting among top clubs for one of the most interesting talents in midfield around Europe. And so, Man City are there for Bouaddi, but there are also more Premier League clubs calling. City for sure are on it. Then I want to answer to Liverpool fans. I understand Liverpool fans want transfer news, because I gave you the exclusive story on Arne Slot leaving and Andoni Raiola coming. The exclusive story also on Victor Munoz going to Liverpool. On Barcola, I maintain my position, guys. I see that also everywhere now the narrative around Bradley Barcola is changing. 10 days ago, 1 week ago, was Barcola is untouchable, Barcola is going nowhere, Barcola is staying at Paris Saint-Germain 100%. Now I see links with Barcola and Liverpool, links with Barcola and Arsenal, so maybe means that Barcola is not that untouchable. And my understanding is still the same. I told you, in April, in May, in June, now it's July, Bradley Barcola can leave Paris Saint-Germain this summer. Then, will he leave Paris Saint-Germain? This depends on the amount of money the clubs will put on the table for Barcola. So still a lot of money is needed to sign a top player like Barcola. But Bradley Barcola remains on Liverpool shortlist and one of the names on Arsenal shortlist. But Arsenal number 1 remains Morgan Rogers. Barcola is one of the other options they have under consideration. For Liverpool, Barcola is a top target since last summer, and Liverpool still want a player, waiting to understand what's going to happen in terms of financial package. But for sure, the interest is strong in Bradley Barcola, and Barcola is not untouchable, because Barcola at the moment is not negotiating a new contract with Paris Saint-Germain, and it means that there could be movement around the player. Then, guys, let me finish on Chelsea, and let me mention the situation of Alejandro Garnacho. First of all, on incomings, just quickly, Pep Chavarria from Rayo Vallecano. As I told you yesterday, the negotiation is ongoing. The negotiation is advancing, the negotiation is proceeding for Pep Chavarria to Chelsea. So they are trying to find a solution. Rayo Vallecano and Chelsea, the player has an agreement, wants to go to Chelsea, it's very clear. So now, negotiations underway for Pep Chavarria to Chelsea. Xabi Alonso wants him, and I think this deal can get done in the next days. The conversation is well underway. Also, some confirmation arriving on Azzedine Ounahi for Ajax. Now, all the media picking up the story I told you 2 days ago. Ajax are working on a deal to sign Ounahi in midfield from Girona, same coach Michel, who left Girona and went to Ajax, so now they are interested in the player. And of Chelsea and Garnacho, just quickly, Roma sent 2 official bids already. Loan with option to buy becoming mandatory under certain conditions, like qualifying to Champions League and these sort of things. Chelsea reply is permanent deal or guaranteed 100% obligation to buy. This is what they want for Garnacho, and they want 45 million pounds for English clubs, 50 million pounds for Italian clubs or clubs from abroad. So the message to Roma is clear. Roma are trying to drive the price down. Chelsea remain on their position, so there is a negotiation ongoing. Let me say once again, Garnacho is open to joining Roma. So there will be movement around Garnacho. Chelsea expect more clubs to join the race. Roma are there, but Garnacho